Tonight is the yahrzeit of my Rebbe's mother, Mother Matan Zev. Tonight and tomorrow, Rob Tishrei. And tomorrow there'll be a deluxe breakfast. After bagels, lox, cream cheese.
Be a siyum.
Tomorrow morning.
What? Napkins also, yeah.
Be a
We're going to have tomorrow morning.
be a siyum.
Invited?
I'll bring the coffee.
Oh, delicious coffee. It just smelled all the way down to small ways the coffee. It smells so good.
You use beans or
In the Tiva, in the prayers, the davening of our Hashanah, right by the Son Peker, very moving Tiva, Peker. There's everyone in unison cries out, U'sishuvah, U'sefila, U'tzedakah. Three commodities. Mazirin Esrei Gzera. Tshuva, repentance, Tefillah, and the prayers, the davening, with tzedakah, and giving tzedakah. All three are Mazirin Esrei Gzera. If there's pending a decree, very, very something of a disastrous nature. So the tshuva that we do before with our whole heart to the Rabbi, and the tefillah, the davening, and the tzedakah that we give, that turns the tide, and that it shouldn't take place. We have some very inspiring. There's two gentlemen here in particular, one who's a very close neighbor, lives here all year, and he spent the whole day of Shoshana davening with us. Kind of comments on the was really very inspiring to watch him. Another gentleman who was from the Bronx, and he spent from 7:30 in the morning until after 2:30 in the afternoon. He didn't put down the master for one moment, and he was talking to the Rabbi the entire time from 7:30 in a conversation with the Rabbi. Like the story they tell about a Henry Sheehan. She comes to show Shabbos morning, and she says, Rabbi Hashem, good morning. I came to bless and to praise your holy name. My husband Shlomo is putting on his pants, he'll be here shortly. So she spoke directly to the Rabbi. There are those that they may pick out a very luxurious building, an edifice with marble, with velvet seats, with all sorts of decorated which is architecture, but that's not quite what we're here for. There was an Indian tribe in Texas, and one member of the tribe, he was boasting that he had such influence and he had such persuasive powers. He's a Madison Avenue with a univac with a steel trap. He's everything all together. He says he can get anything he wants anywhere. So he said, really? He said, yeah. He said, I'll tell you what. He says, they're playing now on Broadway. They're playing South Pacific. It was a very famous Broadway show. So he said, I know that it's pretty sold out, but I'll go down, I'll take a plane down to Broadway, Manhattan, and I'll get into South Pacific. I'll get in there. He said, don't be ridiculous. People spend hours and hours, even with scalping, with all sorts of paying exorbitant prices. They can't get a ticket. He said, leave it up to me. My wife and I will get it. They come down to Broadway, and they come to the gate, and say, no, it's not, it's all sold out for 2 months already. So he stands outside, and maybe you have a ticket you want to sell, I'll give you twice what you paid for it.
It's cheaper than
Nobody wants to see what they have to say. Nobody wants to listen to him. He spends 1 day, he spends 2 days, he spends 3 days. He can't get into South Pacific. So he says to God, what are we going to do? My goodness, I've been here, I boasted, I will come back to Texas, I've been laughing stock of the whole tribe. So I said, I can do it, I'm not getting anywhere. She said, you know what? You know, Bob, she said, let's wait until the show ends, and people that attend the show will be coming out, and we're going to do us a favor. You have the stuff from the ticket you bought. You don't need it anymore. Be so kind as give us the stuff. Then he said, well, come back to Texas to show them the stuff that we got into. What do they know? So they're standing outside. It didn't take long. Maybe even the first one they approached gladly handed over. What are they going to do? They handed over the tickets. When they came back home to Texas, I said, you got in? They said, absolutely. How did you do it? I said, I told you I could do it. Do the stuff. Wow, you're okay. He had the stubs, but he missed the show. He didn't see anything. He might spend a day dressing and getting ready for Yom Tov, go shopping. They might buy a ticket, a fancy synagogue, the Medrash, temple, call it what you want, but they missed the show. They didn't. They did nothing. There was a speaker in for important retarded children, a school for retarded children. So the speaker, he wanted to get a feel of his audience, so he says, children, can you tell me why we're here today? So one of the brighter ones said, we're all here because we're not all there. We're Baruch Hashem, we're all there. Fishbain said he was disenchanted with the Kardashian. So he prayed to the body, so he said, Rabbi, make them sterile of any merits. They shouldn't, whatever they do, it shouldn't bring them any kind of a spiritual bank balance. He said, make sure that whatever they do, if they think they're giving stock, they're giving charity, make sure it's for something that's not worthwhile. They came to one time to a town to give someone to raise money for an institution. So the row of the shtetl, the row of the town, went with him. He went to one house, received them, another house. One particular box, he went from house to house just about, and everybody received them. Then one particular house they skipped. Went to the next one. So one came to raise money. He said, just a minute. He said, why did you skip this house? He said, he has a reputation. He never responds. There's nobody home. He said, well, we're here anyways. For you to come with me, you're the rabbi of the town. It's the honor, your personal honor as a Torah scholar, as a leader of the community, to come in and be disgraced and turned down. But you know what? Let me hour myself. Would you mind? He said, you're wasting your time, but I don't mind. He goes in, and he comes out, his was even shorter, with a big smile on his face. And he said, he received you? He said, and how? He showed him more generous than the others. He said, you better leave town immediately. He said, you're an imposter. This man never had the schools, never had the merit to be a partner as a share from his assets or something that's worthwhile, that sparks Torah. And in conclusion, a very magnificent story. There was a gentleman, a young man, who his job was to prepare those that left this world, to prepare them for the next world. He would wash them, clothe them, put on the shroud, tachlitim, and there was one particular Jew that he knew who seemed to lead a very vain, materialistic life, meaningless. He said to Yankov, what's going to be with you? He said, one day I'll have to dress you like I dress the others, and you'll come on the next world. What have you got to show? He said, you enjoyed yourself, and that's all. You did nothing. Where no spiritual ties, no sanctity, no nothing. Tell on deaf ears. When he left this world, this gentleman was called in. He dressed him while he was dressing him and washing him. He said, Yankel, I beg you, Yankel, what did you do to yourself? I beg you, while you were here, you could done out. It's too late. What's going to be with you? Come on the next world. You were nothing. A while after he passed away, this one who left this world comes to him, this gentleman who comes in his dream. He says to him, you disgraced a Torah scholar. He dismissed it. That's not a Torah scholar. A man, all you was eating and drinking and the races or something like that. The next night he appears again. He says, you disgraced a Torah scholar. You know what you did? What's on your hands? It didn't cease for about 4 days. 4 days. One of the greatest Torah scholars of that generation was the Maharsha. He wrote something that his writing is revered by every student of the Talmud. So he told the Maharsha, he said, Rabbi, he says, every night for 4 nights, there comes me this gentleman, and he tells me that I disgraced the Torah scholar. You know, you knew him like I knew him. He said, what kind of Torah scholar was he? What's he talking about? So I showed him, tonight, you'll sleep in my house. And when he comes to you, tell him you come to see me. When he comes to you in a dream, you tell him come to see me. He falls asleep, and 2 hours into his deep sleep, he comes to me again, he says, you disgraced, you disgraced the Torah scholar. He says, take it up with the Maharsha. Go discuss it with him. So he comes to the Maharsha, and the Maharsha says, why do you consider yourself a Torah scholar? So I'll tell you why. He said, about 8-10 years ago, I was in a park. And there was a nice little lake there, a pond, and I saw someone that I know, he is a Torah scholar, and he's ready to jump in and commit suicide. I got up and said, what are you doing? I said, why are you running into He said, I have 6 problems, insurmountable. I can't bear it any longer. He says, my children, I said, I can't pay for tuition for my children going to yeshiva. I have bills to pay. I have all kinds of problems. I'm hounded day and night. My children shouldn't go to yeshiva because I don't have money. My children, I should be there. They should be denied Torah study. He said, I can't bear it. He says, so I told him, I said, how much do you need? So he told me how much he needs. And I said, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. And I saved his life. So I shared with him all the Torah that he sweated over with blood, sweat, and tears day and night. I became a partner in his Torah. That's why I'm the Torah scholar. And that's who he disgraced. So Maharsha says, I'll tell you. You know what the problem is? he says there are those evil spirits up there in heaven, Kabbalah, that they want to deny you your entrance to Gan Eden, to heaven, to paradise. So they put you up to this, to keep after this gentleman. So don't bother him anymore about what you feel that he disgraced you. He had no knowledge of your great merits that you earned for yourself, and you go right to Gan Eden. So, sometimes we do mitzvah, and we have no idea in the world what it's earning for us. My goodness gracious, it's earning for us eternity. Mitzvah. Its returns are the greatest in the world. This is the outlook that we have as we face Rosh Hashanah, that all of our deeds should bring us and our people, and our nation, and peace, and the rebuilding of the Hamigdash behavior manual.
Amen.
Amen.